Hey there, Prosper Nation. Today, we're going to cover how to grow online sales for your restaurant business without paying for high commissions to any third-party marketplaces like GrabFood and foodpanda. So basically, after spending time with thousands and thousands of Philippine restaurant businesses like Firehouse Pizza, Hummus Us, and Harbor City Dim Sum down in Cebu, I was reminded about the power of search engine optimization, also known as SEO. When I first met the people behind these businesses like Hummus Us and Harbor City Dim Sum, I think it was way back in 2021, they were at the very, very early and beginning stage of trying to figure out how to go online and how to take their restaurant business digital. And they saw that with so many Filipino consumers going digital, they knew that they had to figure out a way on how to embrace e-commerce to both survive and thrive. The problem was this: all their customers, or almost all of them, were coming from GrabFood and foodpanda. But okay, why is this a big problem? Well, because GrabFood and foodpanda take up to 30% commission on every order. And as we all know, profit margins in the restaurant business, they only average between 15 and 30%. So basically, paying commissions for up to 30% on each order, it just wasn't sustainable for them. And even worse than taking 30%, GrabFood and foodpanda, they weren't even sharing the customer names with these business owners. So basically, they weren't even really the customers of the business owner, right? So thousands of restaurant owners and businesses just like these, the ones that I mentioned, Harbor City Dim Sum, Firehouse Pizza, they've constantly told me that they need to find a way to survive in the long run. And they need to find a more sustainable and a more profitable and a more repeatable way to get new customers. So what did they do with Prosperna? Well, this is it. They started doing really the very basic SEO practices, just the basics. And they executed on the tips that I'm about to share with you. And then, believe it or not, in just a short period of time, the results that they saw were just nothing short of awesome. And then in the past few years, they've gotten hundreds and thousands of website visitors and new customers from Google and Prosperna, all of this without paying for high commissions to any third-party marketplaces, and they didn't have to pay ads or anything like that. So these customers that they were getting, they represented a growing large percentage of total sales from them, and they could measure all these sales and the customer information down to each centavo and every visitor just by using Prosperna and our e-commerce online ordering system. So imagine how many new customers and how much sales did they get and will they get in the future as more and more Filipinos are going online. You know, the expected growth of online purchases just here in the Philippines alone is going to grow over $35 billion in the next few years. And here's the more awesome thing about it. All the tips I'm going to share with you today, they're number one, they're very basic. They're the basic SEO building blocks. Number two, they're super easy to implement. And number three, it's a proven system, right? I didn't figure it out. I just found a way to make it easier. So look, I'm sure you're thinking, okay, Dennis, besides third-party marketplaces, there are other many ways to market my restaurant business. I could do social media. I could do paid ads. I could do influencer marketing. So why on earth would I invest in SEO? And is SEO really worth it considering all these options? Well, look, we have worked with thousands of businesses. We've seen how they do marketing. So the answer is yes, SEO is worth investing in. And the really awesome thing is this, right? What I'm going to share with you is super, super simple. But here's the $1 million question that I want to challenge you with. Where do you want you and your business to be in the next 5 years? Do you want your business to be alive and thriving in the next 5 years? If so, then you've got to commit to SEO and stop spamming Facebook groups. You got to stop spending money on paid ads and stop giving away all of your profits to GrabFood and foodpanda. If you do this in the next 5 years, let's see who has a bigger business. Who's it going to be? Is it going to be those restaurant businesses who invest in SEO, or those who only do social media and those who only do third-party marketplaces? I would bet tons of money that those who invest in SEO are going to be here in the long term, and they're going to win big. The reason is that SEO has 3 really important and super powerful things going for it. Here's what it is. Number 1, with SEO, people are actually ready to buy. When someone does a search on Google for a restaurant term like best hummus in Eastwood City, they are actually ready to buy and make a decision at that time. They've already decided what they want to eat. They've already decided where they want to go to eat. And those are the kind of customers that you need to find. So now, for the customer, it's just a matter of which restaurant will they buy from. If we compare this to what somebody is doing when they're on Facebook, they're not ready to buy from a restaurant on Facebook. Why? Because they're there not to buy. They're there to have fun, to get entertained, to engage with friends and family. And look, we've all seen it. In seconds after you post, that social media image that you've been working on for hours and you paid a lot of money from, it's gone. And your customers, they'll be peppered with messages from their friends and family. And all of a sudden, your customers, they get stuck in death scrolling and they're wandering off into La La Land on some other website, right? So basically, when it comes to third-party marketplaces and social media, the business listings that you put, they disappear and they are next to a lot of competitors. And they're next to a lot of other categories of businesses, and they're next to a lot of businesses who sell much cheaper products. So in a sense, your business gets lost in the shuffle. So basically, it's much, much harder to drive traffic and sales from social media and third-party marketplaces. And it's easier if you did SEO. It sounds counterintuitive and it's not what you hear. It's the unpopular belief, but it is true, right? The most searched for business in the entire world on Google is restaurant businesses. And this fact just blew me away, because when I saw all the cities in the Philippines that have a population of over 10,000 people, they had at least 1,000 people per month in that city who were searching Google for restaurants near them. And as we discussed, these people are particularly more valuable because they're looking for a restaurant that at that very specific moment they want to eat at. So if you want your restaurant to rank on the top of Google so that you can get in front of people who are hungry and ready to buy, right? This is what you have to do, right? Now, there are thousands and thousands of people out there doing this every day, and let's face it, people have to eat. So you've got to do this consistently. And beyond being ready to buy, every day and every month, the number of searches for restaurants in Google is growing every day. So let's move on to the third reason, and this is it. Here in the Philippines, most restaurants, they're doing SEO completely wrong. This means if you're able to do it right, then you're going to unlock a steady flow of new and more profitable customers. And there's so many people in the Philippines who don't know what they're doing. And that's why they get stuck on social media. They try to do those other things, or they try to find a marketing agency and they promise to do this and that for restaurants, but they don't really measure the actual result that matters. For example, social media agencies are going to tell you, we'll do X number of postings per week, and you're going to get 500 impressions, and you're going to get 100 clicks. But look, these aren't real metrics. These metrics are what I call leading indicators. They don't tell the real story of success that you as a business owner are looking for. So how does a restaurant business like you get real results from SEO? And when we talk results, we're talking about actual sales. Here's the 3 steps that you need to implement for basic SEO optimization so that your restaurant online store builder or platform that you use can grow organically, and you can stop wasting money on social media, stop paying for commissions on GrabFood and foodpanda. Now, the good news is this methodology is based on the work that I've personally seen with thousands of Prosperna customers over the last 5 years. And in doing this with our customers, the first step is to figure out what the key phrase is, what the keywords are that you want to rank for in Google. This is called keyword research. A keyword is a phrase that gets typed into Google when a customer is doing a search. So in terms of the restaurant world, there's 2 types of keywords that you need to plan for. The first is your primary keyword, and the next is your secondary keyword. Your primary keyword is a type of restaurant that you have and the city that you're in. The secondary keyword is your most popular dishes, your best sellers, your top selling products, so that you can rank for both the primary and the secondary keywords. The best way to look at this step is in a form of, let's say, a question. If your target audience went to Google, what would they be likely to type into the search bar, right? That would more likely pull up your type of restaurant in your city, and what food item would they type in, right? So let's say they were looking for the best wood-fired pizza in Alabang, right? Because this describes my type of restaurant and the city that I want to rank for, right? If I was Firehouse Pizza, I might answer this question like this: best Firehouse Pizza with burrata cheese in Alabang, because that's my best-selling item. It's just that simple, right? Then step 2, it's your time to put these keywords into action by placing them in the meta title and the meta description of the pages of your website platform. Now, I know this might sound scary, it might sound like gibberish, but I promise you, this doesn't require any technical expertise to do this. But let me explain it in plain English. Here's how the meta title works. It's that big blue title or headline text on a Google search result page. The purpose of the title or the meta title is to tell Google and the search engines what the main content is about on a specific page. Then the meta description, a few sentences below it, is a brief description of what the page details are all about. The main purpose is to give users just a little bit more information to know what the page is about, so that the user is enticed to click on your link, right? And guess what? Where does Prosperna come in? In the Prosperna platform, we make this super easy. All you need to do is this, and do this when you're creating your SEO product landing pages. Step 1, go to the page builder, then click on add a new page. Now, select a theme or create a new custom page from scratch. No problem, nothing to be afraid of. In this case, we're gonna choose the Burger Pro theme, and let's take an existing page layout called the About Us page. And we're gonna modify it to create a landing page for a specific product, so that when we get found on Google and someone searches for the best Wagyu burger in Alabang, the chances for us showing up go up. So next, let's add the meta title, then the meta description, so that this page will be searchable on Google. And for the meta title, let's just say, let's type in original Wagyu burger in Alabang. And for the meta description text, let's type in American restaurant and drive-through in Alabang with a Japanese-inspired 100% Wagyu burger. Now, all you have to do is click on Create Page, and voila, you're done. You've basically added a new SEO-optimized landing page with absolutely no coding. And if you do this consistently for all of your products and cities, you're definitely going to see an increase in organic traffic and an increase in online sales without paying for any ads, without paying high commissions on food marketplaces, right? So things are about to get really exciting when it comes to growing online organic sales for your restaurant business, because the last step is step 3, and it's all about SEO optimization of your product photos. And we're going to do this strategically, okay? In the world of search engines and e-commerce, there's a best practice called adding alt text to all of your product images and all of your photos. What is alt text? Alt text is the text description of any Google image or any image that you want to put on Google so that Google can figure out what the picture is all about. And why do restaurant businesses need to implement alt text? Well, look, don't forget, choosing where you want to eat and where you want to order from is a visual experience. People eat with their eyes, and especially our Pinoy brothers and sisters. So there's a huge advantage to having your images ranked at the top as well as your web pages, right? If you have an online store or a platform like Prosperna, you could add alt text descriptions to all of your food product images and all of your location images so that you can also give people an idea of where your restaurant is and what the ambiance is like, right? So search engines like Google, they love it. They can crawl your images and rank your website even higher. Let's give this a try. Okay, let's go to Google and search for best hummus in Eastwood City, and at the top first option that you're going to see, look for search by image. Then let's click on the images and let's look at the entire first row of images and the results that you see. Guess who you see? Hummus Us. If I was a potential customer and I liked how the first image looks or the row of images, I'm going to click on it. And guess where that image goes? It's going to go directly to the Hummus Us ordering platform. So how do you make your product images appear at the top? Be descriptive. Your alt text should succinctly describe the image content or what's the image all about in less than 125 words. And as we discussed, put relevant details like the product name, the key features of the product, any other pertinent information like the store location, and just avoid generic phrases like image number 1, image number 2, or image number 3. This not only helps your restaurant show up for primary and secondary keywords because it tells Google more information, more context on what type of restaurant you are. But it also makes it so that when somebody searches for food in your area, all the Google images that your pictures represent are going to come up, right? So what do you think about today's episode, right? Prosper Nation, as you know, we're just getting started and we're constantly searching for different ways, different tips, things that'll help you and help your restaurant business grow. If you found today's episode to be helpful, I'd be super grateful if you just give us a like or subscribe to our channel or tell us if you have any questions, and just leave us a message in the comments below and my team and I will personally respond to all the comments from our community. So I look forward to helping you. Have an amazing day and let's continue to build a better Philippines powered by technology. Salamat po and let's go Prosper Nation.